What's up, boys? Today I'm going to be talking about how to trade in bad conditions like today, right? Today was a pretty bad day in terms of conditions. I lost my eval today due to NFP because I tried full porting it, but it is what it is. We come back stronger next time, bro. Always remember, everything is with a purpose, right? You always learn from your mistakes, and nothing is without a purpose. It's losing is part of the journey, right? So let's get into it. Uh, this is probably the highest volatility I've seen in an NFP since I've started trading. Like literally 260 point dump. What is that? On ES we swept pretty much all major sell side. So we made high, big SMTs as you can see. Uh, I really like marking these little fair value gaps from here. So there was a 1 hour fair value gap down here, right? Bullish fair value gap, and I like combining it like Dodgy does with lower, um, lower high time frame fair value gaps, right? So we've got this hourly gap combined with this 50-minute gap, and we've got a 50-minute intermediate low inside of it, right? Uh, Always remember, bro, like what I've seen since January, every single time we go for data highs, data wicks, data wicks, data highs, or data lows. Not tomorrow, not in 2 days. We always take them in the same day. Why? Because there are many contracts just waiting, just waiting. Nothing happened. Like there's nothing happening here, right? Everyone is waiting for news. Big institutions are waiting. They're not buying. They're not selling. They're just stagnating, right? And then red folder news come, really high volatility, 280 point spike. Like literally, look at this. Um, and these orders need to be filled, right? These orders need to be filled. We've got some nice low resistance right here, and always when you have a red folder day and 8:30 a.m. red folder, right? High impact news. Your main draw on liquidity is going to be the data wick, right? Either data highs or data lows. Always, bro. So that's why I entered the day only looking for data highs to be taken. Why? Because huge SMT, and we really needed to fill this. This just needs to be filled. So what I care about, I don't. As you can see, we've got a wall of fives right here. We've got a wall of 5 minute FVGs. But I don't really care about this, and I'm gonna tell you in a moment why I don't care about this. What I really care about is levels, right? We've got equilibrium, and we've got rejection levels, right? This is a rejection level. This was a rejection level, right? Equilibrium. Um, and I'm gonna tell you in a moment why. So we entered the day. What I anticipated is for price to first sweep this 15-minute intermediate low inside of this. I mean, this was a 1 hour for value gap, right? Yeah, this is a 1 hour for value gap. I anticipated price to do this firstly, off market open, and then, or pre-market, or and then go for these data highs, right? It didn't do that. It accumulated a little bit, right? It then got a spike into this 5 minute for value gap. I think it was a 15-minute also at that time. I'm not sure. And then we came down and we barely swept this, right? Wait, one moment. There we go. We barely swept this. Oh shit, my bad. One moment. Boom. We did not take it on on MNQ. That's why you always need to trade on NQ, right? Because on NQ we did. Even though, let's say, even if we hadn't tapped this, right? We didn't necessarily even need to tap this, as we were already so hyper extended, right? So very overextended. So we swept this accumulation, and then we made a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 60 point, 55 point displacement candle, right? What I wanted this to see, what I wanted, so this was my entry. This was my entry, stop loss right here, and my take profit was gonna be up here with my break even point right here. And you're maybe going to, you're gonna ask, why am I putting my TP so close? My break even so close? Well, because I want this point in price literally to be flushed. I don't want this to stagnate like it did, right? You see this? This isn't good, right? First candle, not good. Second candle, rejection block. Rejection wick. Third candle, we made a nice displacement to the upwards, and this is where I trailed my stop loss down here because I did not like this at all, and I did not want to be in, I do not want to be in this. This is where I would want price to flush this zone, right? This rejection zone. Then what happens? We go back in this zone again, and then we go up here, and I set my stop loss at break even out of discretion, right up here, because as I said, I want this point in price to be flushed, absolutely flushed. Don't look back, just go. That didn't happen. I got break even, and at this point I did not want to be in this, right? Even if I hadn't, even if I, one moment, sorry about that, I am back. So I was talking about my break even point, right? Even if I wouldn't have gone break even here, I was gonna go break even here, right? So it would have been pretty much the same thing. By the way, boys, I've just opened the Discord server where you can join, and I'm giving my bias daily, the trades that I take. We can talk in here. As you can see, it's pretty crowded in here. Everyone's talking and debating different stuff. So I would love to see you here. Thanks a lot. Peace. I am 80% sure we tapped it on NQ. 80% sure. Oh yeah, we did. Yep. We did tap it on NQ. As you can see, this is why you always need to chart on NQ and trade on MNQ. Okay, and then I entered another trade. I want to remind you again, this was my only draw, right? This has to be our only draw going into a day with pretty much very bad conditions, a day that doesn't look good at all. With news at 8:30, data highs or data lows need to be your main draw, and only that, right? Because there's probably not gonna be a lot of movement, right? All right, so my second trade, it was based on you see this chop right here, right? Some people might say that this is a rejection of equilibrium, and this means shorts, and I would agree with you, right? I would totally agree with you. If we were gonna reject off equilibrium, I want to see this literally dump so hard, right? I don't want it to stay, to wait, to do any kind of retracement. No, if we go into equilibrium of this range, which of this dump, which is really sensitive, it needs to just go down, right? And it did. It did. For a moment, I was actually thinking about shorts, but there really weren't any draws, right? Any draws would have been kind of a little bit invalid just because we already taken everything on ES. So I was still looking for longs. And I wanted to see price just not only inverse this, right? You see this 3-minute. I saw people entering off the 2-minute, right? I saw people entering off the 2-minute or discretionary off the 1-minute, of the first 1-minute, but you cannot do that because things like this can happen. Always enter off the highest time frame inversion. As you can see, we clearly rejected it. Look at this rejection wick. Look at this rejection wick, bro. Literally, what is this? 55 point rejection wick. Right? what does this tell me? We got a Doge candle. What does this tell me? This tells me that shorts are not gonna be playing, and we still are in a bullish bias. So this was the trade I didn't take. I mean, I did forward tested, even though. So as you can see, I'm on break even because of this trade. But this trade, I did not take it. I don't know why. I just forward tested it. But this would have been a banger trade. I mean, TP did get edged, but this was a protected high, so technically your A plus scenario would have been targeting the body close, right? Or you could have just manually closed it right here, but and it would have banked a 3RR. So really good. I mean, this is why you need to understand how market works, right? This is why you should not pattern trade or signal bot everyone, you need to understand the market. You need to understand how the market moves and why the market moves, right? Why does the market move? The market moves to rebalance equilibrium, to seek inefficiencies, right? Imbalances. Uh, so thanks for watching. I will be back on an eval next week. Yes, I am in eval jail. Fuck this. I mean, I'm actually sick of eval jail, but we'll be back. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you liked the video and if it helped you, and if you have any more suggestions, I would love to hear it. Thanks a lot, boys. Peace.